you, Toastmaster Sriram, for the interesting quote. Next, I call upon the Indian Master, Toastmaster Rohit. Rohit recently joined the team and Rohit is the growth to become a better community. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Idioms are phrases or expressions which has meaning different from the meaning of words in it. So the idiom I have chosen today, in line with our theme of artificial intelligence, is light years ahead, which means much more advanced than others. For example, the pace of COVID vaccine development is light years ahead of any vaccine developed so far. Obviously, artificial intelligence had a role to play in it in all its stages, right from decoding the DNA, identifying the proteins, to choosing the vaccine candidate and accelerating the trials. Now, literally, if you see, the term light year means distance traveled by light in a year, which comes to roughly 9.5 trillion kilometers. To put it in perspective, our sun is just 8 light minutes away. So a light year is 65,000 times the distance between Earth and sun. So an object light year away is an object very far, but light year ahead will mean something much more advanced than others. Let me conclude with another example. The next frontier in science is to make machines sentient beings, to make them more like humans. And that achievement will be light years ahead of all we have achieved in artificial intelligence so far. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit, for the interesting videos related to artificial intelligence. I appreciate it. Now let's try to understand how a typical AI system works. AI system actually has three phases in it. First phase is what we call data collection phase. Second phase is the learning or training phase. And third phase is the prediction phase. Now to explain each phase in detail, let me take an example so that it resonates much more with the audience. Recently in US presidential election, they did a prediction of who is going to win the presidential race. So what they did is they collected voting patterns of different states for the past 20 years. Who voted for a Republican, who voted for Democrat, and who voted, which community voted for which group. All kind of analysis data they collected. And this is typically what we call the data collection phase. Once we had a huge volume of data, we tried to get some patterns from the data. There are a lot of machine learning algorithms which will apply to the data and see what are the patterns in it. Like which group tend to vote for which person, which state tend to vote for which person. Those kind of patterns from the data. So this is called the learning or the training phase, where we'll try to identify patterns and build something called model. This is what called a data model or AI model. Once the model is built and ready, the next step is to use the model and to do the future prediction. So we have now built a model. So what they do is they do a live questionnaire to the current people who are going to vote and get the feedback. And then used upon the previous learning they did, they compare the current input they got and then try to predict who's going to be the next president of the United States. And surprisingly, the prediction was close to 87%, which is very, very surprising because previous AI system would at most come near to 70%, but now it was came to 88 to 85%. This is how AI system typically works. Data collection, training to build a model, and to predict the results. Now, going forward, I will explain different applications and different domains. Now, it's ready to go to the next segment of a Toastmaster. The next is prepared speech segment. The first prepared speaker for today is Toastmaster Vignesh. Toastmaster Vignesh recently joined Toastmasters and he was awarded the best incumbent Toastmaster. He is very active and takes up all roles even in area contest, club contest, etc., supporting the EXCOM. Before I call upon Toastmaster Vignesh, I would like to call upon the evaluator Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana to read out the project activities.
Toastmaster Vignesh is going to deliver his pathways presentation mastery level 1 icebreaker speech. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basics of main structure of public speech. And timer, please know the time is between 4 to 6 minutes. And all the best to Toastmaster Vignesh. I'm looking forward to know more about you through this speech. Thank you.
Toastmaster Vignesh, floor is yours. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. Am I audible? Am I audible to both online and?
Yes, you are.
Thank you for the confirmation. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends and guests. Vignesh, meaning remover of the obstacle. But my life was opposite to my name. Let me rephrase my life with a lot of editing, cutting, and inserting the word of the day for the interest of audience to hear. My father is a goldsmith from Virudhunagar. When I was born in, my father work began dull. Due to lot of debt and family situation, he sold our home and we shifted from Virudhunagar to Trichy. Trichy is my mother's native. Due to the family situation, my elder brother stopped studying and he also joined the father's workshop, and they both did really a lot of effort to run the family. In their workshop, they turned on FM radio always, so music always plays in the workshop. They listen the songs and did their work parallelly. I also love songs, especially I like A.R. Rahman songs. I like the details and the complexity in his music. I really like that. Then later, I really wanted to learn music, but my family didn't allow me to learn music. So I restricted myself by only listening music. I told myself that only one Rahman is enough. So no one in my family crossed the 8th standard. So they really appreciated and encouraged me for my studies. After I sentienced this, I understood that I have to prove myself only in studies. So during my school days, I followed one quote, you are the product of who you surround yourself with. So I made a friendship of smart, top, and good students. As our DTM Nina Jan said, regular attendance is enough for good Toastmasters. I followed that at my school days as well. My school days went very well. After I completing my 12th standard, I didn't know what to do further, but my family wanted me to go job quickly. As every confused students did, I also chose the engineering. But one good news is I got first graduate scholarship. So half of the fee required to pay, but that was huge amount for my family. Books also very huge in terms of cost as well as weight. So financial need increases day by day. I have to place in campus interview, otherwise I cannot fix this family needs. So I followed the same code. I communicate with the seniors who were selected in the campus interview. Finally, I got selected in one of my core company in my electronics domain. That was really a happiest day in my life. Then after I joining my company, everything went well. I was relaxed and I managed my work-life balance and everything did well. In the company, my HR advised me to join Toastmasters. I told her that I have crossed so many obstacles now. Let me enjoy my life. But I didn't know what is Toastmasters then. Then I started to search whatever things I have missed in my childhood. I bought one Yamaha keyboard and I learned music. I created a tutorial video and put it into YouTube, but still there is 10 views. That is another department. Then I like Alex in Wonderland, Silpa Shetty, Anushka, Trisha, because these people are still looks young even at their 40 plus age. Then I came to know that these people are yoga teachers. They practice yoga. I also joined yoga. Then I brought my family a good position. They proud of me. I also happy. Recently, I switched my job to a hardware customer engineer at Qualcomm. I really like the profession. It involves dealing with the customer. It requires good communication skills and leadership skills to analyze customer and customer interaction all over the world. Then I started searching a good leader to to surround myself with. So I started searching good leaders. Then I got a chance to attend the CTM. I joined the CTM. Rest is the history. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, Toastmaster. A great breakfast piece on your life story. We had a good intake of refreshers. Shall end that. Thank you for that. The next prepared speaker for today is Toastmaster Wayne. Toastmaster Wayne is a veteran Toastmaster, and he has successfully mentored multiple set of people with huge experience, including me as well. Before I call upon Toastmaster Wayne, he call upon his evaluator, Nagendra Varma, to read out the project. Over to you, Nagendra.
Thank you, TMOD Toastmaster Nanda. Toastmaster Venu is taking up his elective project, Prepare to Speak Professionally, in the pathway Effective Coaching Level 5, with a speech titled Ignorance of Ignorances. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. Timer, please note that the timing is 18 to 22 minutes. I'm repeating again. Timer, please note the timing is 18 to 22 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Venu. Over to you, TMOD Toastmaster Nanda. Thank you.
Ignorance of ignorances, Toastmaster Wayne, Toastmaster Wayne, ignorance of ignorance. Okay.
There's a famous saying, if you can't convince somebody, confuse them. Today I'm going to try to convince you, but if you can't listen properly, it will be at the end, it will be a confusion. So let me start with a confusion quote. The more you learn, the more you will learn the extent of your ignorance. Toastmaster, the day Philip Toastmaster, and dear guest, good evening. Once upon a time in Rome, 3 persons were sentenced to death. The one is priest, and next one is a lawyer, and third one is a mechanic. On the day of execution, they were brought on the altar. They kept an guillotine message. You know, the sharp blade will come down and hit it. That's our arrangement. First, it's a priest turn. He put his hand. The operator pulled the lever. The sharp blade came down and stuck in the middle. It's a priest. So he started preaching. See, even God doesn't want me to be punished. He knows that I'm innocent. If you are going to punish me, it will be against God's will. It's theologically wrong. They accepted his viewpoints. So they let him go. Next, it's our lawyer. He came and he put his head. The operator pulled the lever. The blade came down and stuck in the middle. As a lawyer, you start arguing. You can't punish a person twice for a single crime. The moment you just pull the lever, you already punished me. You are going to pull again, you'll get double punishment. It's a double jeopardy. It's against the law. So you can't do it. They accepted his viewpoints, argument, and they let him go. And now it's our turn of our mechanic, and he came and he put his head. The operator was about to pull the lever. The mechanic shouted, "You idiot, stop there." Look at that. There's a spring, it's not in tightened condition, it's a loosened condition. That's why you get stuck. They came and checked, yes, what he said is right. So under his supervision, under his guidance, they repaired the machine. Now mechanic made his head, said, "Now operate." The operator pulled the lever. Wow, the plane didn't get stuck. We hated the mechanic. Everyone applauded. Wow, what a skill, remarkable skill of the mechanic. But unfortunately, it was not allowed to accept it. Many times, you and I, we are doing the same mistake. We have the knowledge, but we don't have the knowledge how to use our knowledge. Right? Many times, we think that we have much knowledge. The much more what we have is our ignorance. Until unless we know our ignorance, whatever knowledge we have, it will automatically kill you. Now, the question is, what is actually knowledge? There are many types of knowledge. They have listed around 14 knowledge, empirical knowledge, blah, 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 blah. But I don't have much time to explain everything. Let us see in a layman way. I'm going to talk about two kinds of knowledge. One is procedural knowledge, another is propositional knowledge. What is procedural knowledge? The knowledge of procedure, the knowledge how to operate something. For example, how to drive a car. To learn this, to get this knowledge, you need to pass 4 stages. The first one is called unconscious incompetent. The second one is called conscious incompetent. And the third stage is called conscious competent. And the fourth one is called unconscious competent. What is the unconscious incompetent? For example, you are driving with your father at the age of 5 or 6. At this age, you don't understand how the car functions, right? Even you can't drive the car. So you are unconscious as well as incompetent. Now you are around 10 to 12 years. Now you know the procedure, how to drive a car, but practically you can't do that. So you are conscious, still incompetent. And third stage, you are around 15, 16 years old. You are just learning how to drive a car and you are having a license, you are driving a car. But you have to be conscious, so conscious when you are driving, right? Where's the class? So you will be so conscious. If somebody jump in front of you while you are driving, you will search where is the brake, right? That's it. You are conscious, still you are competent. But you need to apply your knowledge consciously. This is the third stage. And fourth stage is called unconscious competent. At this stage, by driving insights, you become an expert. Now you are unconsciously competent. Now you need not apply your brain consciously. You can drive. If somebody jump in front of you, you can apply. Without your knowledge, you will apply the brain. Right? But the best example is you go to any typist while he was typing and ask him to stop at any point of time and ask him what's the last letter he typed. He can't say it because he was unconsciously competent. It's not only applicable for driving or any other for public speaking. Many of us, when we just joined, when we were kids, we were unconscious incompetent about public speaking. We can't deliver a speech, we don't know the procedure. The moment as a guest, you can write a script, even you can talk, but when you are on stage, you can't do it. You are consciously incompetent. You know that, I can't do that. Now you join Toastmaster, you are delivering an icebreaker. Now you are consciously competent because that's why, oh my goodness, everybody is looking at me. Everyone is staring at me. I'm delivering my speech. When you are on stage, you become conscious, that's why you are feeling the nervousness. But after join, some years after, just like a champion, just like a senior Toastmaster, they become unconsciously competent. They never bother about whatever you are doing because they are not conscious. So these are the 4 stages for the procedural knowledge. We are saying that another knowledge is also there. Conscious awareness of unconscious competence. I don't want to touch that part because it's a teaching level knowledge. So this is the procedural knowledge step. We never bother about this procedural knowledge step because after attaining this stage, we can get that particular knowledge. The problem is with our propositional knowledge. What is propositional knowledge? For that, you need to understand what exactly knowledge is. See, right from the beginning, later to our recent times, we are struggling to find definition for the knowledge. The study of knowledge is called epistemology. The first person who tried to give a definition to knowledge is our Plato. According to Plato, knowledge, any statement or any information should contain 3 elements to be called as a knowledge. The first one is truth. The second one is belief. And third one is evidence. What is truth? See, when I was a kid, when I asked my grandmother how these lunar eclipse happen, most of your grandmothers will say the same story. What is this? Snake. Yeah, snakes swallow the moon. That's a knowledge, right? See impact. But when we grow up, we realize that that's not true. So it doesn't qualify to be a knowledge because it's not true. Next, it's a belief. Sometimes something can be truth, and even though we have the evidence, but because of our belief, because of our ideology, because of our religion, we are not accepting as the knowledge. I'll give an example. How many of you believe the Darwin evolution? A few. It might be true. Many evidence we have. Still, we are not ready to accept that man came from A. Because our ideology, our religion says something other thing. The same manner you can't accept. Many of our people are not ready to accept with Edmund Fried theory about the Oedipus complex. Because it's against our cultural belief. Right? Because what our culture says something different. It might be true, they may have the evidence, but until unless we have the belief on that information, it can't be called knowledge. And the third one is evidence. See, I can talk anything. I may believe something, it might be true. How I can say it is true? I have to justify it with evidence. For example, I have been here for 8 years in Toastmaster. So I can say that joining Toastmaster will help you to improve your communication. I feel it's a true, it's a belief, and even personally, I feel this, I have evidence. If I am telling to some senior Toastmaster like Nina or some seniors, they will immediately accept it. If I am going to tell it to a guest, she or he wants some evidence. So we need to provide evidence. So any information, any statement to be called as knowledge As per Plato's definition, it should pass through these three stages. And later, they question Plato's argument also. Sometimes your belief, maybe you may have some evidence. So when you are having evidence, you may believe about that knowledge, means that information. So you will consider it's a truth. Can we call it a knowledge? No, they demand one more element. That's called infallibility, the quality of infallibility. That means it can't be too wrong. For example, what today we claim as a knowledge will not be knowledge for tomorrow. When I was studying in my school days, they taught me there are 9 planets. But my daughter is studying that there are only 8 planets. What was true, what was the knowledge when I studied, it's not the same case today. So it's proved wrong. So that's not a knowledge. Clear? So these are the 4 stages for possessing knowledge. Now we have all this knowledge. Can we claim ourselves genius? Or I know everything? Why? Because our true knowledge is what we know plus what we don't know. For every person's intelligence or can be called as knowledge, they should have 4 things again. The first one is called known knowns. Second one, unknown knowns. Third one, known unknowns. Fourth one, unknown unknowns. I told you that I'm going to confuse you. Let me try to convince you. First, known knowns. What is known knowns? You know that. You know that. That means you might be an expert in a particular field. You might be expert in a particular subject. You know that. Being a CA, you know how to do all the auditing and accounts. That knowledge you possess, you know that. Some knowledge, without our knowledge, we may possess. Somebody will say that, man, you have this quality, you can improve it. Many Toastmasters, before joining, they don't realize that they can influence others. That's unknown knowns. And third one is known unknowns. Some knowledge, I know that, I don't have that knowledge. I don't know. For example, I don't have any idea about share market. If somebody is coming to me and asking me to guide or advise them, I would tell them, sorry, I don't have knowledge in share market. So I know what I don't know. Fourth one is very, very important and very critical because most of the time the problems start here. Unknown unknowns. Let me bring you all to my grandmother. She told me that how lunar eclipse happened because the snake swallows. I am going to tell her, Grandma, it's not like that. There's a galaxy, Milky Way, there's a Big Bang theory. These are the things, she's not aware of that. It's beyond her reach. These are the things, even she doesn't know that the basic existence of that knowledge. That's unknown unknowns. We have a lot of unknown unknowns. Until unless we realize that, we are having a lot of problems. Can I share one? Let me share. See, the yellow part is your knowledge. Very limited, right? We are in a circle. That next one is your known unknowns. You know that, you don't know that. The third, the last one, unknown unknowns. It's infinite, vast. When you can, how you can develop your yellow part is by simply just exploring your known, unknown unknowns as a known unknown. and making your known unknown as a known known. When you are making it, the circle will become big. That's the way we need to develop our knowledge. But most of the time, what we are doing is we just interact in the circle, yellow circle. We are claiming that sitting within our circle, we are just saying that whatever I know is the true knowledge. This guy is claiming that it's a 6. Yeah, what he says is right. Because this yellow part is known. But this yellow part is unknown to this guy who is claiming it's a 9. Until and unless this 9 guy is going to learn about the yellow part, is unknown, and trying to understand, he will say that 9 is the right answer. You may know that the story of that 4 visually challenged person trying to define an elephant. You might have heard the story. That 4 visually challenged person, they are touching the parts of an elephant. They are saying that this is an elephant. One touched the leg of an elephant, and he claims that elephant means it looks like a pillar. Another guy touched the tail of an elephant, and he claims elephant looks like a rope. Another guy touching the tongue, he claims it's like a pipe. So all are right, because they are touching that part only. When you are just exploring, means exposing your unknown unknowns, you will claim that it is not elephant. The elephants, you can see the holistic, the whole elephant. Until unless we are having these issues. We have this issue, we may claim that this is the shape of that. From this side, you may say that it's a square. Another one claiming it is a triangle. But actual shape is different. It's all because of your unknowns. Whenever you are going to see someone next time, if they are claiming something, don't try to deny it. Accept it. At least just try to understand your ignorances. Many times we feel that I know everything. This is psychologically they are calling it Gerler effect, some kind of parasite. Because we think that I know everything. Whatever he says is wrong. It's not true. Sometimes it might be true, but need not be true. I will give a scenario. One professor who teaches law. This guy was teaching another student with an agreement that when the student wins the first case, he has to pay the fee. They agreed. They made an agreement. So the professor taught him everything what he learned about the law, and the student qualified to be a lawyer. After getting the degree, the student changed his mind and he didn't want to pursue the career of law. So automatically the professor is not going to get his fee. So he sued him. He filed a case against him. After filing the case, the professor believed that at any case he is going to get his money. In case if he wins, as per the court law, he will get his money, right? Because court is going to directly pay the amount. Suppose if he pays, the student wins, as per the contract, he has to pay after winning the first case, right? This is a scenario what professor has. But what student thinks? He thinks that at either case I need not pay. In case if I win, if he wins, as per the court law, he need not pay, right? Because court is going to direct, no, you need not pay to him. So as per the court law, he need not pay. Suppose if he fails, as per the contract, he failed. He has to pay only after winning the first case. Who is right? Many times This is the scenario. We think that we are right. Others may think that they are right. But we need to understand what is true. Many times we are ignorant of our ignorances. So let me conclude with this. Our knowledge is infinite. So is our ignorance. Out.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now we understand that we need to move from known, unknown, unknown to known. Thank you for this. Now, so let's take a specific application area of artificial intelligence. So in medical industry, artificial intelligence nowadays is playing a very crucial role, especially in cases where we predict some diseases. In US, we have heard that many Hollywood celebrities are undergo surgery to remove their breast. And why they did this, the AI system, from advanced AI system, has predicted that they will, in 90% surety, will get cancer in the next 20 years. That is the data prediction being done. So what they do is, we collect all the cancer patients' DNA mapping, and from the DNA mapping, try to get some learning. Apply the learning when a new person walks in, apply the learning, and then try to predict whether this person will get a cancer after 20 years. It's a huge industry US right now. A lot of people are doing it. Of course, it's costly, and the window of efficiency, like right now, it's like only works for breast cancer, cervical cancer, and some types of blood cancer. But it works. Research is going on, and of course, they will improve the efficacy moving forward. The other area of healthcare is like delivering medicine to a specific group of cells, a specific type of tumors, and also improving the efficiency of vaccine delivery, which category of group need vaccine immediately, or which category of group within the age group who are more suspect to infection or the AI is actually playing a very crucial role in medical industry. Its impact is impacting the life of everyone on the earth. I'm sure here moving forward will play an even more crucial role. With this, let's move to the next important segment of the master meeting, table topic session. Today, DT Master is a very senior Toastmaster, DT of Dina Man. She is a mentor of mentors. She has coached a lot of people, has taken up multiple also past district director. Please welcome, hands together, welcome DT and
Thank you so much, TMOD. Yeah, I'm going to ask for share screen. So today's table topics is going to be a little different. We're going to have I'm going to give different words, and what I will do is I will give you a single word, but when you're using that word in the table topics, there is a second word that you cannot use. All right? So a small twist to the table topics. Who wants to go first? I can't see the gallery. Let me see. Yes. They're very simple words, all one word things, so don't worry. Who wants to try the first one?
Ma'am, I can try.
All right, Satyaraj. Okay. This is a meme. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Since our topic was intelligence, you have to talk about intelligence, but you can't use artificial in your speech.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, sure. Very good evening, Toastmaster and guest. I get the topic for intelligence. I'm intelligence. So everyone have great knowledge and wisdom, but how we can use that knowledge? In this knowledge, what things you have in even your brains, what things you are gained from this childhood till now. We are gaining so much knowledge where various people, like we are getting knowledge from our parents and friends and teachers, those known persons and unknown persons. So those knowledge, so you gain those knowledge, how you can utilize and how you be used effectively to implement your life. That's called the unknown word. uh, so 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 we can utilize how you gaining, where in probably where what are the places you needed, you can have to work the unknown word to improve either the communication wise, what are the things you know, and gaining knowledge. And also now for the medical industry, uh, there are also existing case studies. They are very known to analyze all the existing data, then there will be implemented they get good result to the technologies for intelligence knowledge.
Right. Thank you, Satyaraj. Are you able to see the cards?
Yes.
So, Naveen, if you hold it like that, it's visible. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Second one, next topic. This anyone can take. It's the reverse. Talk about the word in artificial without using the word intelligence. Who wants to go? Yes, Mugul, go ahead.
I'd like to. Good evening, everyone, Toastmasters and fellow guests. In the general context of the world today, almost everything, falls in one way or the other into the argument of being artificial. And it's not just limited to objects being artificial, but emotions and feelings being artificial. And we are going to office these days, but we have strict rules about wearing masks and maintaining social distance and all of that. And of all those, wearing masks is the most difficult thing that is there. Breathing your own breath, and then imagine walking down 2 stairs, coming to your place and not being able to remove that mask. And that too, if you think of it, to keep yourself safe from a virus that was probably artificially created, is just absurd. And this got me thinking about what good can probably come out of wearing a mask. And then it got me thinking about something I inherently believe in, and that being a true smile is one that that reaches the eyes. And one thing that's good that's come out of wearing masks is only when you truly smile will the other person be able to see your smile beyond the mask, and it's reflected through your eyes. And being able to smile is one of the things I think defines humans as being sentient beings. So I guess that's all I have to say for the word.
All right, thank you, Mugil. So Satyaraj was talking about intelligence as the building up of knowledge, and Mugil was talking about how you can, artificial can extend to smiles, to masks and things like that. And I like that thing where you said we're all hiding behind because of a virus, which itself may be artificially created. Awesome. All right, who's next? I'm leaving this open for anyone who wants to. Take a guess. Anyone in the audience, physical audience, you can see it. Come on, this is a monster that is artificially created on the internet. So what does anyone have to say about it?
Rina, can I take a shot? I'm a role player today, but if no one's coming up, I can take it.
Revering? Sure.
Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As you can see on the frame, it's a very legit photo and it's absolutely believable. I think I just saw one of those walking around my street the day before. So yeah, the world has become a place where everyone's a self-made genius. People are self-made doctors. People are self-made lawyers. The meritocracy has been given a new meaning. Anyone who can read has become an expert. um, this might be good in a few ways. You might be able to question authority. You might be able to question expertise. But the one thing which you can't question is experience. That is one huge problem which has riddled the society, which has given the society so many different problems which didn't exist. The very fact that people have their own phone in their hand has given the people the ability to figure out own facts. So this has caused too many problems. Everything has been become a matter of relating or being in a group. People want to belong somewhere. There's a group for natalism. There's a group for antinatalism. Everything has become so segmented, and there is a need that people feel to go and be a part of some group. So I'm pretty sure we might see one of these walking around. I mean, you might even see one of these walking around your street. So we must, as responsible citizens, know what we should believe and what we shouldn't believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrijit. I had one self-making procession walking up and down, so that's why I couldn't hear some of the stuff that you said. But definitely it's the things, and you can make yourself anything, and you can create anything on the internet. That's what the thing is. Who's up next? Come on. Hello, little challenge and CTM is quiet. Come on, everybody. I'm not going to tell you if it's a word or a picture that's coming up next. Hello? Anybody who has not spoken so far?
Ma'am, Jimmy here. I'll give a try.
Yes, Jim. All right. Talk about work from home without using the word computers.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, TT Master, for the wonderful topic. So work from home has been the new normal since 1 year. And I must tell you my experience of working from home. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. It was a change at the beginning. So for me, work from home, there has been a lot of time to be spent with the family members, good quality time with the family members. I've been part of a lot of activities that are going on in my daughter's school. And over a period, we adapt to these changes, right? And then we finally figures out, even the organizations also finally figure out how efficiently we can move things forward, move the business forward with the new normals. So post 5-6 months, it becomes really challenging, and then you get more engaged with your official activities. So at that time, I felt being at home and not able to attend to any of the activities at home was more challenging. It was better to be at office than be at home, because I mean, you only have a physical presence and you're not having time to get involved. And also work from home, it gives an idea to the company you're always available over the internet. So there has been a lot of challenges coming up that way. but then we have adapted to it now, and life goes on. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Jimmy. So we discovered, did you know that your wife does work at home and she's not just sitting at home and twiddling her thumbs? A lot of people, I think, discovered that. It's not just quality, I mean, it's not just the husbands who, that work is there going on in the house as well. So I think some of my slides were already visible. So anyway, who's trying next?
Ma'am, we have Abhiram.
Abhirami, okay. The word offline without using the word online.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lina. A very wonderful topic that are themes offline without using ... So now offline, we're all very eager to come back to the offline mode that too after COVID, when everything was only ... and ... So what was the thing that really changed? We couldn't experience reality. Everything was through the screen. Everything was completely virtual. And when it was virtual, that's when we understood the value of experiencing things in reality. We started valuing people. We started valuing our ability to go out, talking to people, spending time with nature, and not being wrapped up at home amongst all those bricks, those walls, and just doing the monotonous work from home. So offline is what we have all been aiming to achieve in the last 1 year. And now here, we are here offline, and that's the biggest thing. It's a great achievement. Being happy about what we have achieved in a year. Now with this, I'll finish without using the word ... Be thankful. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
So Abhirami is talking about the beauties of nature and joys beyond the four walls of the home. So working from home can be quite claustrophobic, and what happens otherwise. All right. Who's next? Online, offline, anyone? Who's that?
Minimum, your video appears to be frozen as well.
We can see the words, right?
Yeah, words are visible.
That's it. For the moment, that's fine.
So we have
All
a
right.
guest Balaji here.
Yes.
Go for the
All
next.
right. So Balaji. Hello. Okay, Balaji, can you pick a number from, all right, here you are. My kids, this is one of my favorite. My kids mock me for not understanding.
End of the slide. Just change it. Backspace.
Ma'am, your screen is also not visible. Could you press the backspace button?
Something relevant to the topic.
No, we need the TT master. Nina, ma'am? We have some.
We can talk on technology. The old generation, they don't understand technology. That's your topic. And since you correct, you just go on. What happens?
Yes. So old generation doesn't connect with technology well, but as new generation connected technology, better talk about
that. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I just introduced myself, Balaji, civil professional. The topic is children are adapted with technology more than the older generation. Being a father of 2 kids, I definitely need to talk about that. When I was in our hometown, being a rising village, we used to play around. We don't have any technology to connect with, but now the children, they were given Android phones. The same were connected with internet also, and they can able to learn whatever they can able to access. So now what they are doing is, whenever we talk about doing something offline, they will mock us. That is how it goes. Over to you.
That's right. Yes. So now we'll have our Toastmaster of the day taking up. Toastmaster.
Since the TT master dropped off, we just continue the session. So another most important application of AI is cyber security. So we need to keep our network, internet, our home personal laptop, machines in the office, servers, everything should be kept secure and safe from viruses and hackers. So AI plays an important role in that. How? What AI system does is they screen the packets which are going through the network before it reaches your laptop and see and check for any software anomalies in the packets. So they have a huge database from the earlier learning done of all anomalies, of all hacking attempts, all software bugs, of all viruses. So each and every packet or data being sent through a network is analyzed and try to figure out if there is any software anomaly or is there any potential hacking attempt. And even before the traffic reaches your laptop or reaches your workplace or reaches your desktop, it's being blocked right to the network. All service providers like Apple, Vodafone, Reliance, everybody is doing it. So AI is used in the service provider core network to block unwanted traffic before reaching us. That is having huge implication in how we consume network and also how efficient the network is able to deliver services to the customers. So AI actually plays a very crucial role in it. So next, let's move to the next segment of Toastmasters. The next segment is evaluation session. To conduct the evaluation session, I call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nandakumar. So now let's proceed to the evaluation section. So evaluation is perhaps the most important of all sessions and the most important resource that Toastmasters offers. So we will be having two segments here. The first segment, three segments here. The first segment will be where the prepared speeches are evaluated. We had two prepared speeches today. The second session where the tag team will give their report, and the third session is where I shall present my general evaluator's report. So for now, let us hear from our prepared speech evaluators. The first speech today was presented by Toastmaster Vignesh. It was his icebreaker speech. To evaluate him, we have with us Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, could you please give us your evaluation of Toastmaster Vignesh's speech?
Thank you, Toastmaster Blessed, the Toastmaster guests, and everyone once again, and special mention to Toastmaster Vignesh for a wonderful and excellent icebreaker session. Okay, Toastmaster Vignesh, you started well with your speeches because your speech was filled with more positivity. I can see the top title itself is filled with positivity, and your whole speech was filled with positivity. You begin your speech with your introduction and what's your name and where you're from and all those details. We get to know more about you, your family, and what your dad was doing and what made it move from Vilnagar to Trichy. So all those details made us understand more about you and more about your difficulties in your childhood or even as you grow up. And you mentioned very clearly about what made you move to engineering college, confusion, and how you motivated yourself. So that's where I learned a lot from your past. Like you are more positive guy, and about the topic itself, you said like surround yourself with positive people. So this is the motive behind you to achieve progress in a positive note in your life. and you chose a college, you had a stipend to fulfill your expenses, and then you chose a career. First you chose a career and you mentioned about the company, and then you moved on to Qualcomm as a hardware engineer, support engineer. And congrats to you for having a very good progress in your life. And I know you have a long way to go, and you have good people here to support you as well. And coming to those points, like I see a lot of positivity in your speech, and throughout your speeches, you were mentioning only positive things in your life. Though you mentioned about things, I could see a little bit of nervousness, or it could be you're very more emotional in speaking, because I know your other speeches in general, but you are a little emotional when you're speaking, and that made you become a little nervous when you deliver your speech. This being a icebreaker speech, the first speech, it's okay to have some kind of nervousness that to expressing your personal life, but you can practice your speech more and you can get rid of this nervousness in your future speech. With that, I want to tell you it was a wonderful introduction of yourself. I know you are in the right mentorship on the Toastmasters Club, and you have a long way to go. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for that wonderful evaluation. Next up, we have Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati to evaluate Toastmaster Venu Neelakantal's speech. To tell you a few words about Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, he's been in CTM for over close to 14 years. He's a very seasoned and very senior Toastmaster and a retired banker by profession. He's also a poet. With those words, let me hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati to evaluate Toastmaster Venu's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Abhilaf. Toastmaster Venu has made me to realize that I am unconsciously incompetent with reference to the procedural knowledge, and I have a lot of unknown unknowns with reference to the propositional knowledge. Toastmaster Venu's speech showed his natural intelligence, not artificial intelligence. And he made me to feel that sentience in me. So that much effective his speech was. What a knowledgeable subject he has chosen for this speech. The stories and examples he had quoted made the duration of 20 minutes to fly like anything without me realizing the passage of time. That is the success of this project. Well done, Toastmaster Venu. And the delivery, that was very, very effective. I will quote an example. When he started the speech with that death pulley, and when he pulled the pulley, I unconsciously moved my head away from that pulley. Also, that pulley is coming to my head. So that was the powerful delivery he has made in that speech. That was the effect of his speech. And the examples he had quoted throughout the speech, they are all very, very simple and very, very easily understandable. For example, the illusion created by the number 9 and the quadruplicated shape and the elephant story. These are all the ways to connect to the audience, to make them glued to these type of long speeches. Very well done, Toastmaster. And if I have to give some recommendation during the speech, I just found that there were few seconds that I could not hear your speech. Very few seconds only. Maybe due to the problem with your collar mic. Because you are simply moving your neck here and there to make the speech more forceful. Little bit disturbance with the collar mic, but that was only for few seconds. But otherwise, it was a great speech. Overall, I loved that story with a lot of examples. I am sure that you are going to be a keynote speaker one day in our Toastmasters International Conventions. All the best, Toastmaster Venu. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Abhilaf. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Thank you, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti, for that wonderful evaluation. So this finishes the evaluation of the prepared speeches. Next up, we have the tag team report. So put your hands together for our timer, Toastmaster Naveen. Naveen, let us hear the timing report from you.
Good evening to the Toastmasters and my dear kids. Toastmaster Apilas played Sergeant drums, time allotted 2 minutes, time taken 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Ranju as a presiding officer, time allotted 2 to 3 minutes, time taken 1 minute 48 seconds. Toastmaster Nanda as a TMOD address, time allotted 4 to 5 minutes, time taken 3 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Apilas for general evaluated description 5 to 7 minutes, time taken 3 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Srikanth Putti Krishnan as Sportmaster, time allotted 1 to 2 minutes, time taken 3 minutes. Toastmaster Rohit, Idiom Master, time taken 1 minute, 1 to 2, time allotted 1 to 2 minutes, time taken 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Vignesh as a prepared speech, time allotted 4 to 6 minutes, time taken 5 minutes 24 seconds. Toastmaster Venu, prepared speaker 2, time allotted 18 to 22 minutes, time taken 22 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Satyaraj, table topic speaker, time allotted 1 to 2 minutes, time taken 1 minute 53 seconds. Guest Mugil, TT speaker 2, 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Surjit Unni, 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Jimmy, 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Abhirami, 1 minute 19 seconds. Guest Balaji, 1 minute 13 seconds. For evaluated 2 to 3 minutes time allotted. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, evaluator 1, time taken 2 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti, evaluator 2, time taken 2 minutes 55 seconds. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for that wonderful and detailed timing report. Next up, we have the Arcultures report ready to be presented by our accountant for the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, could we hear the Arcultures report from you?
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash. This should be a quick report on our counter. So let's begin with the prepared speeches. Toastmaster Vignesh had 2 hours, 2 arms and 2 parts. Toastmaster Venu had 1 hour. Toastmaster tabletop speakers Satyaraj had 2 hours and 1 pass. Just Mugil had 2 hours. Just Balaji 1 pass. And that's the end of this report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Next up, we have our grammarians report to be presented by Toastmaster Srijan. Toastmaster Srijan, could we hear the grammarians report from you, please?
Thank you, Abhilash. I'm happy to be a part of this learning process. The following are the word usages of the day. Rohit, Vignesh, Nagendra Bharati, and Mugil. All these Toastmasters use the word of the day once. A few other things which I found very interesting are Vignesh's quote, which said, "You are the product of who you surround yourself with." And Toastmaster Venu, that if you can't convince somebody, you confuse them. So these two were really interesting from my perspective. Apart from this, Toastmaster Nanda gave a very interesting perspective about the workings of AI. And Nina John got a very interesting perspective of the table topic session. Apart from this, a few words which I found very interesting were incompetent by Toastmaster Venu and trans by Toastmaster Venu. And a very small caption, the unknown unknowns, was very interesting. A few usages which could be improved upon is there is no plural for people, it remains people, there is no peoples. The blade didn't get struck would be a blade didn't strike. That's it from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Abhilash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srijan, for that wonderful report. It is now time for me to present the general evaluators Give me 1 minute, sorry. Yeah, it is not time for me to present the general evaluators report. So this is going to be a bit of interesting because I have two reports to present today. So one will be the general evaluation report and the other one will be the table topic evaluation report. So let us start off with the general evaluation report first. So today, due to various avoidable circumstances, we started the meeting 3 minutes late. The meeting started at 4:03 instead of 4 p.m. Number one. Number two, there was a backup of role players and prepared speakers today at very last minute notices, which should be avoided if we have to improve upon our meetings. Our Toastmaster of the day had an excellent team and there were references to the team throughout the meeting. Congratulations on that. The initial presentation by the tag team was good. The Courtmaster, while he did an excellent job, went a bit over time, which could be avoided. Idiom Master was spot on, congratulations. Moving on, let me go to the table topics. I'll come to the table topics later. The evaluators today, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana and Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, did an excellent job. Kudos on that. One thing which I noticed was in the agenda, minutes brief was there. We did not have the minutes briefing today, minutes of the previous meeting. So these things have to be avoided. So I think as far as the entire meeting goes, yeah, my tag team towards the end gave a very detailed and good report. Excellent job by the tag team. So I had my grammarian today, Toastmaster Srijit, playing the role for the first time. Congratulations, Toastmaster Srijit. Now let me move on to the evaluation of the table topic session. So as regards the table topic session, the topics were interesting. The topics were related to the theme of the day. So well researched. Kudos to our table topic master, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John on that. So her objective today was to ensure that she gave the topic, listened to the speakers and also gave remarks. So the first two persons, Toastmaster Satyaraj and guest Mughal, spoke about artificial intelligence combined. So distinguished Toastmaster Nina John gave remarks at the end of each speech, but I would have liked the remarks to be a bit more detailed. I felt that the remarks were passing remarks. A bit more detailed orientation would have done the trick probably. So Toastmaster Srijit, after he spoke, the remark was detailed, so kudos on that. I'm happy to say that distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, despite the unfortunate internet issue towards the end, did an excellent job today on her objective of artificial listening. Kudos on that. And the last point which I would like to state is we are having a hybrid meeting. So care has to be taken both physical and offline by each and every one of us to ensure that our disturbances and noises are minimized. So let us work towards that to ensure that disturbances do not occur. So with that, I think my role as general evaluator today comes to an end. Thank you, everyone. I would like to hand over the control to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, general evaluator. So in the course of the meeting, I covered multiple applications of AI, like in medical field, in politics, and in cyber security. But AI right now is covering all fields, not these fields. Due to lack of time, it just covered three important fields. It is there in home entertainment, in HR resources, also in like pay applications, gaming applications, all that stuff. But there is a constant comparison or talk about AI saying that it is making people jobless. And they say that AI is AI really good for the community or good for the earth, etc. I would like to state that what Charles Darwin said in his theory of evolution, what he said is survival of the fittest. It doesn't apply to human beings alone, it also applies to technology. As technology keep on evolving, it will slowly kill the old technologies, and new technology will keep on refreshing the humankind. What is important is to note that is the technology making our life safe, simple, and making us smart? Yes, I think AI is doing that. AI is making our life simple, making us safe, and also making us smart. and it's transforming the way how we learn, how we work, and how we play. So as long as AI is doing these things, I'm sure it will continue to stay and continue to evolve, make the world a much better place, make us a much better, smarter, and make the earth a much better place to live. With this note, I hand over the control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Ranju.
Thank you, Toastmasters today, Toastmaster Nanda, for that wonderful meeting. So now I would like to go to the guest feedback. I guess we have quite a few number of guests today. First, we will have the physical guests who had come in. So can we start with Ms. Balaji? Can you come over here and just give your views on the meeting and how did you come across our club?
Actually, I was attending this Toastmasters meeting for the past 3 weeks. I feel it is better to attend physically. When I was in online, I cannot able to connect with the people. So I feel it is better to connect with people directly, and we can able to tell them what we need to have in this session. So that is why I came here. On the last time meeting itself, somebody came, so that inspired me to come, and so that I have come here. It is good to see people. So I want to come here again and again, so that we can have a frequent meeting in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bala. Can I have you finish? Next, we'll have Ms. Vignesh.
First time this and I was introduced here by a relative of mine. I had no idea that. The moment I entered here, I had no idea what is going to happen, what role I'm going to play here. But as soon as I sat there and started listening to people talking about few information, it was really like it was a learning experience. As time passed by, I too can like engage myself more to start talking topics that is related to whatever we spoke. So since this is my first day here, I wanted to get some grip in what things what and how things go on, and it was really a learning experience. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you for joining. Next, can we have
my name is Vijita. So I'm also here for the first time. So I was difficult. What my mistake was, like I'm weak in some kind of communication. So I lacked some confidence. So when I came here, I thought know about people, how they confidently they are able to talk in front of so many persons who they don't know. So first we have to develop our confidence level. So basically, I learned this from here, and basically, I wanted to connect personally with people than online mode. And because we connect personally with people, we come to know about their personal difficulties in their life, and we can contact them easily, and we can get to know them, know about them. So this was a good lecture, and this was a great meeting I had. And I had built up a confidence level, so I will attend some further more meetings so that I will be able to interact with people more. Thank you so
much. Next, can we have some online guests? Can we start with guest Mugir?
Yeah, thanks. This is the first Toastmasters meeting that I'm attending, and I really like how it is organized, how it's structured into different sections, and what's happening here. I came across a post and I reached out to Abhinami yesterday, and she was very helpful. Like, she sent me the links quickly, and then I got added to the WhatsApp group and all of that. I really enjoyed being here. Got to hear some really good speeches. I really like the way Vignesh told his story, and how Satyaraj stepped up to be the first speaker, and all of that, all those little things. And I'm looking forward to attending more of these meetings, and I think I'll probably attend a few more sessions as a guest before signing up. And yeah, thank you for the wonderful session. I just have one feedback though. When I was speaking, I couldn't really notice the flagging. I don't know if it was my Zoom screen or just that. I couldn't see the colors being colors coming up. Not sure why that was happening. So that's just an observation.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll take that. Thank you for joining us today. I think there is a poll which is mentioned in the chat box. If you open your chat box, you can see there's a poll which is posted. So I would request all of you to just give your votings for today's role players. All the online role players, you can log in through your chat, through chat. We'll be announcing the results later. So all those who are in Zoom who are as guests, we would like to get your vote. And physically we would share it to you. So can we have our next guest, Sundari? Can we have you? Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, Sindri here. Am I audible?
Please go ahead.
Okay. I have attended a couple of Toastmasters sessions before 2 or 3 years as a guest, and I was a member also. But before I could give my first speech, due to some reasons, I had to quit my organization, and on that, I had to discontinue Toastmasters by that time. And now I'm back. Hopefully I would give my best this time. And about today's session, I think I really enjoyed the table topics session, though I did not participate. It was a very very good idea by Toastmaster Nina John, and looking forward to attend few more sessions.
Thank you. Yes. Next, can we have guest Jaykrishna to say a few words? Over to you.
Yes, hi. So if I'm audible, so yeah, this is the first time that I'm attending a session here. I did attend Toastmasters sometime back when I was in school, which is many years ago actually. But I think the session was really great. I think the speeches were very well presented. The topics were extremely well researched as well. And I think all in all, it was extremely interesting. The table topic session was also extremely interesting. The topics chosen were very appropriate for the time that we're in currently as well. I'm also looking to try and improve my presentation skills, my speaking skills, etc. Through this. So I came across the Toastmasters for the Chennai Toastmasters online, the link, and I wanted to attend a session to see, how it would go. But my first experience has been extremely good, and I look forward to attending more sessions with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So next, I would like to welcome one of our newest member, Toastmaster Chirag, to Chennai Toastmasters family. Would you like to say a few words? Yeah.
Few days back, I was talking to Abhinami and she told me that I have to give introduction. So I was somewhat scared that I had to talk in front of people. So I was, it got me into thinking that what could I tell about myself. And Then it got me into a little introspection, and after spending so many hours in introspection, I got one thing, which is nothing. And so about myself, my name is Shira, and I like traveling, I like driving, and I do bike trips too. I have a ride for 1800 kilometers from Chennai to Chandigarh. But I like other things. I like blue color. Recently, I got to know that I like blue color. My friend told me that he noticed that everything I had in my room was blue. Even I didn't notice that. So that was known unknown to me. And when he told me that, then it was known to me. My bed sheets, my wallet, my bag, my shirts, my trousers, everything I have is blue. So I like blue color. And okay, so about Toastmasters, I was working in TCS previously. So then I got introduced to Toastmasters. But there's some speaking club where we can give presentation. We take some. So that time I got introduced to Toastmasters. Uh, I had to quit TCS because I switched my job. So now I'm very interested. In the previous time, actually for my communication skills, I thought it is better to join Toastmasters club and meet new people. So yeah, that's all about it.
Thank you.
So I would like to again welcome Toastmaster Chirag to CTM. And I would like to say him to say a few things for his icebreaker speech. So that is one thing which will be coming up later. So that's it. And next we would be having a few role players who are doing the roles for the first time today. So we have Toastmaster Vignesh who was delivering his icebreaker. Can we have him on the spotlight so that everybody can congratulate Toastmaster Vignesh?
Standing ovation.
Yeah, can we have a big round of applause?
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have a few other new role players. Who is Toastmaster Srijit, who was the first time in Grammarian, and Toastmaster Rohit, who is the first time in Idiom Master. I would like to all of you to give a big round of applause. So, with this, we are now coming to a closure of meeting number 770. We will be announcing the results once the polling is done in online as well as offline. I would request all of the people who are in online to please do the polls while we are at it. So now I formally adjourn meeting number 770, and after this we will be moving to a business meeting. We will take a 2 to 3 minutes interim break. Yeah. Yeah. So meeting is formally adjourned as of now. And, we will just join back in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Just 10 minutes only.
Let's start. I think we can start. I'll check if all guests have left. All right. Give me 1 minute. Jimmy, Rohit, Satyaraj, Vignesh, audience stage.
We're just having this one to find out. So, good evening again, all the members who are currently in the meeting. So, we are now going to have a business meeting, which so we have 3 agendas for this business meeting as of now. Any further agendas to be added can be taken during the meeting. First of all, would be like our secretary would be taking down notes of all the motions that we passed or any observations during the meeting. So, Toastmaster Nanda, could you confirm?
Yeah, you can do it.
So, I would now go with the first agenda, which is for this today's business meeting. So, first one is our financial position of the club. So, it will be presented by our treasurer, Toastmaster Jimmy. Toastmaster Jimmy, are you available?
Yes, Toastmaster Ranju. If I'm allowed to share my screen.
Yes, you are. You can. Yes, Toastmaster Jimmy, you can go ahead, but you're on mute right now.
Oh, 1 second. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
I'm audible.
Yes.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Chennai Toastmasters Club. So, this is the report as on 28th March 2021. So, our opening balance, yeah, 1 second. The problem is I'm not able to see my screen because the gallery is blocking it. Let me adjust this. How do I do this? All right. I managed. So this is the opening balance. So the amount received from the previous treasurer was 2,22,672. Amount available in CTM account while this excom was taking charge, it is 42,488. So total opening balance was 2,65,160. And these were the payments that is received in this term so far, starting with Toastmaster Vignesh, Toastmaster Tarun. These are the renewals and the new members. And we have collected a few guest fees also for the guests who have been utilizing the facility for more than 3 times. We have collected the guest fees as well. The total amount was 1,62,050. Should I stay on this page or shall I complete the presentation? I can take any questions on the go.
Jimmy, Jimmy, my question is, previously you were saying that balance at ICICI Bank, right?
Correct.
Whether it's updated or not, because why I'm asking is sometimes they may charge some bank folio charges, SMS charges, some other bank charges. So you are without updating, if you are showing it as a 42,488, it will not be the right amount. Means currently it might be lesser than what you are showing. So my suggestion is just check whether they have charged bank folio charges or SMS charges or any other charges they may charge.
Okay, that has to be checked upon. This actually is the data which was transferred to us from the previous XCOM.
That's why I'm saying
And,
that.
the last remittance, last remittance, Toastmasters Syed has transferred some amount into the ICICI account. That factors in here. And recently, DTM Nina John has transferred a renewal amount into this ICICI account. So that will come at the end. So that is not captured here.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that it might be lesser than what you are.
So the bank charges and all those aspects, that is something which I don't have a preview on, which probably in the next business meeting I'll get the details.
Yeah. The mails that I'm sending you doesn't have the latest. The last mail from
the problem is we are not able to log in to see the balance.
Okay, right.
There was some they asked for a password and all those, so which we have to go drop into the bank once and see those things. I'm actually waiting for the I'm waiting for the Federal Bank account to be through, and then for once we'll go to ICICI and close. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So these are the payments which we have received in this term so far. Yeah, we had 3 more renewals yesterday evening, so which is not factoring in here. So the total amount that came in was 1,62,050, and these were the expenses for this term so far. So to Toastmaster Ranju, there was a CTM Zoom expenses, TMI payment for certificate. The first hybrid meeting, there was sanitizer, mask, projector, water can, then the hall rent. These are anti-spot, the current venue where we are in for the hybrid meeting. This is the expenses. And these were the super enthusiastic Toastmasters who renewed before announcing the early bird. So we thought we'll give the early bird offer to all of them. So Toastmaster Abhirami, Toastmaster Abhilash, Lakshmi and Ranju has received 200 rupees each, refunded to 200 rupees each. The total spend was 22,429.
One question here.
Yes,
this Zoom expense, does CTM have a separate Zoom expense, or is it under the district expense? How is it done?
CTM has a separate Zoom account, ma'am.
Yes.
Pay for it ourselves.
Yes, we pay for it ourselves.
Yes.
The district doesn't currently actually sponsor for any club per se, ma'am. So
only for TLI events and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
So these are the TMI remittance done. These are the dates here, and yeah, the remarks are here. So these are the new joiners. From here, it has been the renewals. So whoever has been paid for the renewal until 28th March has been, the TMI remittance is also completed. The total remittance is 1,20,360. And this is a balance in hand. So to re-emphasize, the previous treasurer has passed on so much amount. Total payments received this term, the expenses, the TMI remittance, balance in hand with the treasurer is so much, and the amount available in the ICICI account was this. DTM Nina John has renewed, she has transferred the amount into ICICI. So adding that, ICICI account balance is 46,988, and the total balance will come to 2.88. So much. So, Nina ma'am has not availed the early bird offer, so
I was like, I just have to put some check into ICICI to know that so that ICICI knows that we are working. That's all.
All
So
right.
I'm happy to collect any remittance you want or discount you want next time.
Sure, ma'am. We'll get back to you on that. So you actually renewed before the the early bird timeline. So you deserve to get that reimbursement.
Or we could use it for club snacks.
All right. So where is my? I'm done with the presentation.
So now basically we still have to wait for that FedBank charter certificates to arrive before we can start that thing, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we are waiting for that club charter certificate, which we already connected with the Toastmasters International office. Me and Renju had conversation. So they said they have shipped it on March 4th, but unfortunately no tracking ID or anything was provided. And me and Renju, we are actually every day we are watchful whether we are missing any couriers or.
Yeah, and it took, we applied on March beginning actually. So they are saying it takes 30 days to reach. Anyway, we'll have to wait for that. Since we don't have a certificate.
What kind of a courier service is it that takes 30 days? They're sending it by C-mail, is it?
Headquarters of that.
Actually,
that is a buffer time, maximum time they say. If it does not reach in 30 days, they asked us to connect back. So basically they have bought so much time, which ends by March 30th. So we'll connect back at that time.
So next I would like to move to the hybrid meeting. What will be the future? Like we have done 2 meetings as of now. So we are seeing on an average around 12 to 14 people participating in the physical meetings and around 20 people participating in the online meetings. So we'd like to just understand everybody's opinion about continuing hybrid meetings like this, or more participation is needed, or any views on this, because we have just moved into the hybrid meeting. I'd like all of you to just give your comments.
I'm getting calls from Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Out of three, two are asking about physical meeting. Some are interested only in physical meeting, and they know that many clubs are not doing that, so they physically ask for CTM for
physical meeting.
If you see 3 girls here, they're for physical meeting. So there are interests for physical meeting. That's what I've seen.
Okay.
But not, I don't know about the members here.
Yeah, one advantage in hybrid meeting is we can pull a lot of guests. They are interested in in-person meetings, so we can increase the number of our members to hybrid meeting, because many people are struggling, many clubs are struggling in online meetings because they can easily get it.
Yeah.
But if you are providing that product differentiation, that we can.
No, the specific question I get is, do you have physical meeting?
Yeah.
If you want to attend meeting, they said we are not comfortable with online.
Got it. So we would continue with the hybrid meetings.
But we need to consider the cost also. We need to consider the cost also, because if we are paying huge, we are not getting that.
That I think, as Jimmy portrayed, this venue costs us around 5,500 inclusive of snacks and everything.
Okay. But we are paying that Zoom license fee also, so you need to consider.
It's a double payment.
Per meeting, how much you are spending?
So Zoom meetings work out around 1,000 a month, if I'm right. Around 1,200 a month. So add 300 per meeting. So our expenses come to around 5,800 for one meeting in hybrid. So anyway, I feel this is lesser than what we were charged by YWCA.
Yeah.
So how cost balances out. And I think most of us prefer hybrid physical meetings. So
over a long term, what we are planning is to move to a physical mode if everything works out well. So that is the current plan as of now.
All that will depend entirely on government regulations and whether they'll allow physical meetings, second wave, third wave. like your 5G, 6G, you have no idea what's coming next. So currently, let's work with what we have, and depending on that, we move forward. If they ban physical meetings, back to fully online. If they allow it, then hybrid. Once you anyway, and all is good. So that should be no problem.
Yeah,
Thermal scanner.
Thermal scanner, yeah.
We'll do that. We'll see you.
Okay,
Reception.
what's the next one? Next item?
Ma'am, these are the three items that we had on the agenda. Yeah, and the membership regarding Abhilash will just give an introduction. What is the so far?
So membership, in addition to what Jimmy has portrayed, we received from three other members, Toastmaster Satyaraj, Srivasant and Toastmaster Deepak. So totally as of date, we have 31 people who have renewed.
How many new members?
One minute. So in this, we have 4 new members.
They all came to the physical meetings.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
They all came to the physical meetings.
Yeah, they are coming to physical meetings. So we have 4 new members. So 31 is the strength as on date. So in case any members are there, request you to renew. The deadline is 31st March.
Good to me.
Yeah. So those are the things we had on mind to discuss. If there are any other things to be discussed, members can please raise anyone.
Yeah, I already raised the ribbon issue because when H2 was there, we used to give that ribbon for every level completion. It's a district, usually district they have to do.
Okay.
But nowadays we are not using any ribbons. Even our best speaker also we are not giving. Maybe it's because of online. But at least they can send through post. That we can take the issue because district is supposed to give that ribbons because we are not getting any certificates. But for my first part, I got up to 3 levels. I got the ribbon. That's a recognition because there is no proof that I completed, or even for any Toastmaster. They want some. Physically, they want to show that.
Let us take it up
we
with
can
the,
take this.
We'll take it up with the district. Then.
Yeah. So area director also. We can.
Well, for the club, you can print whatever we are having now. You don't have to have a Toastmasters logo on it. You can do a CTM thing,
Sir, you are asking that district is not giving these days. That's what.
Yeah, level completion.
Level completion.
District is
Past
not
level
completion.
completion.
Will inform.
Along with this certificate, they used to give us that we done along with this.
So this might be possible because right now Toastmaster has shifted all the pathways to online mode only.
Yeah, but still district used to deliver even after the pathway. I thought the pathway. Otherwise,
No, pathways now. Now what? So since last 5 months, all are if you go online now, you will have one thing called if you have a presentation mastery bracket, it will come as online. So all has moved to Toastmasters has moved even the pathways entirely to virtual mode. So that is one reason we might not. But we'll take this up with area director and district and let's check.
Whatever we are doing, the process, procedure to deliver a speech, everything is okay. Even we can print our certificate, that's different. But getting a physical ribbon, other districts are doing it. Even I start today.
Okay.
That's
We'll take this up then.
very recent ribbon.
We'll take it up with the AD and PQD. We'll check that one.
What madam says is about the local, means club level ribbon, but we are not supposed to print the logo. If you are printing.
Yeah.
Otherwise you have to buy it. I think we have enough ribbons.
No, the ribbons are there. We'll start giving them from next round.
We'll send it in physical. Any further points? If there is no further points, then we would like to close the meeting as of now, and our secretary would share the minutes of the business meeting of today. And, in the WhatsApp.
Thanks,
So,
everybody.
thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Bye.
So, Ranju, one thing, the WhatsApp group, do we have only the members, or do you have the previous members of it? That is.
This is knowing the answer and asking the question.
No, what I suggest up to March you can keep, and after that, based on the renewal, they can start a call on 1st April.
That would be better.
Yeah.
Some timing also.
What was
Yeah,
that?
so posting the minutes of business meeting, then we have to be clear on that, no? That's why I just.
Secretary will send to individuals in WhatsApp.
So if you have paid, you're on the leadership group, and if you're not, you're on the general group, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
The plan.
And
Which correction I remember when John was the president, he just sent a message. I didn't renew it one time, and then he removed me off the main group, and I went out. I didn't feel bad. Just telling.
all the as usual, all the people we wanted not to be in the group continued. The ones who shouldn't leave felt bad. So it's a very self-defeating exercise.
Yes, it's a very simple logic is you don't want to be part of the CTM, that's why you don't renew it. That means it's your take, not our take.
No, because the other group is anyway there, so I think we can take that call.
For the other group, also have a thing that says have only useful forwards in that, related to public speaking and stuff, and not hello, goodbye, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All done. Thank you. And hello, one more point. Isn't the gavel there, Ranju? Don't we have the gavel?
No? Sorry.
In the properties, isn't the gavel there?
No. There's no gavel.
There's no gavel in that Sergeant Ram's kit?
We have a boat.
Oh, we have a boat. We have a dust.
We don't have a gavel.
We'll buy one. We have to buy one. The gavel is missing.
No. Didn't we have a gavel at YWC?
Half the things when we went to pick up at YWC were broken, covered with slime, or vanished. So it was the.
Are you serious?
Oh, honest. So that was the level. They were actually threatening to even throw it out. So that was the level.
No, I mean, see, you can't blame them. It's not their stuff. It's not a storage house for them. So you can't blame them. But definitely, we need to have an inventory of what is available and not available. The banners and all, you need to check. The ribbons, you need to check and iron and clean or do something about it. They're all very hard-earned materials. So.
Ma'am, we'll share the inventory list to all the members. We'll take a formal list and we'll share it to all the members.
What I suggest you buy a trolley with the permission of all members and with the lock. So whoever they mini ex-com president or VPE, you have to be the custodian of that key. So whatever, because without a trolley, we can accommodate everything inside. So we can keep it inside.
That's a good idea.
Actually, yeah. Let me check. If I have a gavel, I will give it to you. It was given to me as district governor. I'll see if I can give it. If I can locate it. And give it. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
How was the samosas today?
Oh yeah, we'll send the photos.
All right. So kind of you.
This is second time we are missing this guy.
Hope you have absentees for that extra samosas.
Sure.
You'll have it again.